Thanks, Marco, for starting work on the first issue ability to import from GitLab repositories. Let me just find the issue. That's the one. I think you've got a bit further than this today. So let's just have a look at your diff. It looks like you're splitting most of the methods. One for GitHub, one for GitLab. I think you sent me a little message earlier to say where you got to. Conversion from GitLab JSON is in place. We need to test, improve, and clean it. Awesome. Okay. I haven't run it yet on my machine. So let's have a look if I can follow the instructions. Install. Okay. We know that's going to break because I'm running GDK at the moment. So let me just kill GDK. It. Okay, that's running. Good start. So where does it tell us this is the command generate? So this is the generate JSON. Let's just delete one. There's some errors there. So it can compile. So, types is find out if you forgot to commit something, or am I doing something silly? Okay. Types. Source tag, repository. So what did you say we need to do? Marco's going to jump on, save me figuring out what's going on.
Hi, Lee.
Hey Marco, thanks for jumping on.
No worries.
I'm recording with a bit of hope, even though I've been talking to myself like I'm insane for the last 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
cloned your fork, pulled your branch, npm install, run dev works lovely. But trying to run the pre-build just got a few errors, and I'm just not sure if it's just stuff that I need to do, or if you maybe hadn't pushed the latest commit, or if you can help me out.
Did have a look at the types.ts.
Yeah, so GitLab repository is definitely not in there.
Oh no?
No.
Oh, so I may have forgot to push some stuff up.
I'm glad I didn't reinvent the wheel then. Thank you.
No worries. Just let me have a look. No, this is your code. What did I push? Oh, it's not that I didn't push it. It's that I didn't save the file.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so everything's saved now. So git add git commit. Switching keyboard layout on the same computer is add missing changes. Push. Okay, I pushed up the changes.
All right, so git pull. We've got the repo. Looks promising. So I just deleted the generated dot JSON or whatever it was, because I thought that way I'll be able to see what happens.
Yeah, I wasn't able to test it locally because I didn't have a Node version 18 on the Mac. So you're having an error in there on line 313. Data. Can you do a console log of data?
Absolutely. Can I like
No, I don't think so.
optimistic? What if I do it in
Yeah, I was going to
yeah, run rebuild.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
yeah.
So
Data
what
is
you
an array with an error.
okay, so
Line 7, would you say? So what, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
oh
Oh, weird.
no, that's me having to deal with different keyboard layouts on the same computer.
Okay, so run it back in here. Pretty same line. Interesting. Okay, so this time reading nodes. Let's go back to our data.
Still an error. No, project is full, and there's an error. Not a valid GitLab ID. Did I mess up the
repo ID?
go up a little bit further? You have the repositories list. Line 253. Okay, so oh yeah, I
need to update this.
Yeah, that needs to be the
ID.
yeah.
Now,
And now
I
the
think it's probably fine, but I wonder if we should. I know some JSON like allows comments and some doesn't, but obviously here where we've got paths, it's nice because you can see what the project is. This is a bit sucky with just the IDs in. So
Yeah,
we
I
either
guess
put objects where we put the path in there for visual, or
no, you actually need the full GitLab ID, like with the GID. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I guess we can update
I mean,
this.
it's neither here nor there, right? But just as polish we can do. Data, projects, nodes, beautiful. So
Yes.
continue.
Okay.
It's all good.
Don't
Don't feel obligated, by the way. If you want to jump off now, feel free. But
if Paul is joining and you want to still have a look, I can play the fly on the wall with my headphones
cool.
on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I hope you will. Let's see. No drama. Oh, he sent a different ID. I'm just going to send him the one that we're in now to see if.
Anyway, I'm going to play the fly on the wall then and join you from
No
the
worries.
Okay.
Namespace is null. I think the namespace is null because we're not logged in, and there's a weird thing with the permissions. So let's open incognito. Hello, Paul. Hey, Paul.
How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thanks. Yourself?
Doing good. I am snuck away into this room inside of the law library. So I'm hoping I'm not too loud. Like that's my
Okay. I'm picturing an old librarian from school coming round and telling us off as children.
yeah, and lots of dusty books that'll probably disintegrate if the decibels get too loud. So
so I've been recording and talking to myself for a little bit, plus Marco was on for a little bit, but now hiding in the background.
okay.
I'll give you a little bit of background. Hacktoberfest, you vaguely familiar with Hacktoberfest?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. So Hacktoberfest coming up. And oh, Marco's raised his hand. I thought I tried that. Why not? Yeah. Okay, Marco's going to chat in Slack if he's got anything for us. That's
Okay,
fine.
I can try to.
What be proxy?
Yeah,
Marco proxy.
I'll be the seance for Marco. I'll be like, I'm receiving a message from beyond.
I love it. I love it. So for Hacktoberfest, well, actually, I don't think it is for Hacktoberfest, but Hacktoberfest do reference a site, which is firstissue.dev. And it's just a nice sort of list of repos that have got issues that are tagged.
Cool.
Toss me to pick a foreign one to start with that I can't read. But yeah, issues that are tagged with a specific label that should be good for new contributors.
Rocks.
So this is nice, but it only pulls data from GitHub at the moment. But the like Hacktoberfest, we're a sponsor or a partner or whatever the term is, and so obviously it'd be really nice to have like not just the GitLab repo, but other open source repos from GitLab represented on here. So
yeah.
This is open source. Clearly, it's a list of open source projects. It'd be crazy if it wasn't an open source project itself. And you will hopefully immediately love it because it's TypeScript.
Awesome.
I'm well outside of my comfort zone. Marco was reasonably inside his comfort zone. I believe he's familiar with TypeScript. So Nick, what's the word I'm looking for? Director from Contributor Success, threw the GraphQL query together for us. Marco sort of started splitting some of the code in this project to have like GitLab and GitHub methods, and I literally just kind of pulled it down and started trying to run it and see where we get to. So there's a couple of little glitches we've found so far. The main one seems to be that what's the word I'm looking for? A GraphQL server endpoint API isn't overly intelligent. I don't know if that's the right word, but essentially there's certain stuff that doesn't work when you're not authenticated, even though it kind of should. So certain things that just the permissions checks aren't quite right. So even though the GitLab projects and the GitLab org group are public, the namespace isn't
weird.
readable. Yeah, it's all right though, because another core team member, Nicholas, has this all under control. He's got an MR that's taking care of this. So don't we love our wider community? I was just going to have a quick look. I don't know how important the namespace is anyway, but I wondered if there might be something that we might be able to kind of pull.
Yeah.
Kind of do the same thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that looks like we get the same thing from that.
Let's see what's going on with that name. That name, I'm not gonna get distracted by it. Is distracting.
I will share the MR. Let me so namespace access.
Could you try let me think. Okay,
actually, that's interesting because I think the MR should have been merged for that. So forgive me for going off on this light. Where is it? Here it is. So this is the MR that I thought was addressing. So we're kind of splitting different different permissions. So we've got Read no. Okay, looks like this is the first of several MRs. So the first step was to change the read namespace permission to be more explicit, because it's not just read namespace, it was explicitly checking membership. So
Okay.
we're renaming without changing the behavior
Yeah.
first, and then we can introduce a new permission that will actually correctly, handle public.
Right.
But sorry, yeah. So we've what have we done? We've figured out that the group is all good. So we should be
So
able
when
to.
before we move on from group,
Yep.
so even though we don't have access to the abstract namespace, do we have abstract to the owner or user of it? Because some projects don't live in a group and they're just scoped by the user, you know? And so
Yeah. Would it make
could do a,
sense to have? I suppose you could. I'm just thinking like open source projects. Yeah, I mean, you could do, couldn't you? Good question. Let's have a look.
so all I'm saying is like, okay, until the namespace bug is fixed, we can just do the null check ourselves of like, is group null? Then it must be owned by the user, and then here's the username. And then
yeah.
if you know what I'm saying?
It
I don't
doesn't
know what
look
it'd be
like.
called. Maybe it's called, oh geez, I don't know. It's probably namespace.
I mean, if we just got the full
Oh yeah.
bar,
That's it. Yes. Let's just see that. Yeah. Let's just see that.
but then remove the. Do you know what I mean? How do we? Because we don't want this bit.
Are you sure though? Because actually, if you look at the names of the rest of the things on the first issue, they all look like
Well,
that, right?
I tell you what, let's find out what we're doing with this, because it's a good question, because I don't really know why we would want or need it.
Okay.
It's owner. So what do we do with this owner? Do we display somewhere?
Maybe we can do a search, a project-wide search on first issue for owner.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, to see if it's in one of the views, whatever you call them in TypeScript.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what we're using for the. Oh, it's React. Oh, nice. Yeah, it looks like
Where should I?
repository item is getting passed in. Oh, it's actually using repository owner to build the full path. I see. You see how it's doing the repository
This
owner
bit down here?
repository. Yeah, you see how it's building the full path like that.
So should we just have a conditional in here so we can define a method or something that will, if it's a GitHub one, it will do this. If it's a GitLab one, it will just take the full path.
I no. I would say I'm leaning now towards let's query the full path and do the split on the last slash and just take care of it that way. So it looks like how the GitHub ones will. We'll just massage the data we get back a little bit.
Well, as this is only in interim, how do you feel about you just using the group for now? Well, we are going to hard code a couple of repos, and this is just to tide us over for like a couple of weeks or so.
I think that's fine. But what I'm also seeing when I look at the UI, and maybe I'm not perceiving this correctly, but it's like all of the project titles are all the lowercase names, you know? So it's like I think it's all I don't think pulling our project name Oh no, you're right. It is like that. Okay. I think the only one I was looking at was create React app, and that looked like,
No. So we'll find
yeah, you're totally
out.
right. You're totally right. Let's leave it. Let's leave it
See
as it
what
is.
it
Yeah.
does. So we'll just
Let's just leave it there.
temporarily.
Sorry about that.
No, don't be serious. Like I'm guessing my way around here. I was going to say as much as, but considerably more than you are. So,
Oh.
so we may have fixed that one. What I really liked is that I was able to just open a JavaScript debug terminal and attach the debugger to.
Nice.
That's super
Nice.
handy. So let's kill that. Just going to run it on a non-debug one, but expect an error and then add the debug in and.
So, my other question about this, and I'm sure you're already, a couple of steps ahead. Uh-oh.
I think this
Never
is
mind.
just because it. Oh no. I guess I need a token to get the data from GitHub. Um,
Oh, GitHub is not giving him.
Now the
GitHub doesn't
question
have a cool public graph.
public, I guess not. So the question is, do I do that or do I comment something out temporarily? So what's this? This is called get. So let's find where we call this.
What's the signature of the getter function?
Like this.
If you highlight getter function, it returns a promise of an array. Yeah, we can comment that out and just replace it with a
Empty array.
okay.
Like, would that work? Like just that or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Marcus, you just removed the GitHub data first. Oh yeah, we can just remove the GitHub, I think, key word probably altogether.
Oh, just get rid of this. If it's clever and just, no, it's.
I would then make getter function just I think, does it need to be a function?
Well,
Or
it's
does it
not
seem?
complaining.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'm not saying
Oh,
that.
I think it will complain later. I think it will. I think it's because we actually don't have a type defined for this.
Right.
Oh, he said from the first issue.json file in the root folder. Marco said.
Oh, okay.
For,
So pop that back in there for a second and just remove all of the repos from here.
oh, it just has hard coded projects. It's not.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Let's see what it does. Okay, cool, awesome. Seemed easy.
Nice.
Now to watch it explode. Well, that looks okay. So there's no issues listed, and I've got a vague idea why that might be.
Our language is Haml. That's our main language we use.
Wait. I don't know if the way it combines these labels is going to work or not.
I thought we were supposed to use accepting merge requests.
That's ancient, Paul.
I know, I'm
Ancient.
joking. I'm joking.
Right. But it is an interesting one because it's sort of suggesting that GitHub are using those two labels that were in there across the board. Whereas we're a lot more, 10 issues, beautiful.
Wow.
And does the link even works? I mean, what more can you want?
Yeah, that's nice.
1,000 Marco's chatting. Is he
Can we do something with the languages?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can try. Okay, so there's no
I have a
language
hard
in
time believing that the primary language is Hamel.
there. So let's have a look. So if we follow this, Ruby
Oh yeah, yeah.
67,
Language filter. Yeah.
JavaScript 20, Vue 7. So yeah, Hamel's in there somewhere, but not in the top, not in the top
Yeah.
view.
Let's-
So shall I debug and put a breakpoint to see
I think if we go
if
to
this is actually getting data back? Should I check that? The fact that it's saying Hamel suggests that it probably is getting data back, but
the project language prev share greater than current share. Okay.
so data. The other thing I'd like to do is add a couple of projects in a second, just to see that it's handling multiple. Okay. So languages. Yep, we're in. We're good. All right. Looks like it's just taking the last one, maybe.
No, I think that there's some logic here, and I think that's what Marco was kind of it said that there's some filter that's happening. So
A bit
language
further down.
it looks like language is actually a function. Wait. I'm trying to understand this line.
I think we're missing share, aren't we?
I think you're right. I think we need to pull somehow.
So let's have a look.
Yeah, connecting from the graphical query. Yes. Yeah.
Let's try my. Have I still got an anonymous one open? Where is it? Here it is. So languages.
Yeah.
Share.
It's called share. Nice.
Oh, it's just missing. Just missing.
Looks
Add
like
it
it's a number.
in.
Yeah.
Languages. Share.
Do we need to add commas? Does it not need? It looks like we had used commas sometimes and not other times.
It's a weird old language. I'd love to know
Python?
what's that, sorry?
What is this, Python?
It's, I don't know, it's like GraphQL's own query language, basically. Like,
yeah. I'm definitely a semicolon and commas proponent for no other reason than that's just,
you're used to it in JSON.
I'm so
and
used to it, I'm not
JavaScript.
changing.
We got shares now, so let's continue. Generate our file. Dev.
Lang
Ruby. Woohoo. Don't know whether to dig into why this isn't being populated.
Oh yeah. Is it populated on the main site?
Yeah, it is. First, before I do that, I'm just going to grab another. Do you have a project ID for me, Paul? One of your favorite projects, perhaps?
Oh yes. Let me get you a good old project ID.
Would it happen to be the web IDE?
It just happened to be the web ID project. But now that I'm thinking about it, it might not have any of those labels. But I sent it to you over Zoom.
Thank you.
The GitLab UI one is another good one.
Feel free to ping that across as well.
Let's see. Where did the Zoom go? I gotta add a label quick win to one of my issues.
Go for it. So we've got free repos, love it. And 2 issues in the GitLab UI project. Expose utility class of border 100, add empty text prop to GL table light. Nice.
Nice. Oh, cool.
You are at the top though.
What can I say?
Nice. Nice.
I have no idea why it's sorted that way.
Nor do I, or why that one's highlighted. Okay, so it's when they're open.
Did the return, was the return sorted this way?
Question. Are you keeping an eye on our invisible friend? Well,
I am. Yeah.
good, thank you.
Languages have a display, but since we don't have those, the name of the language. Oh, this is why it's not showing up on the sidebar.
What's languages have a display?
Yeah, we'll have to compare our return with the GitHub return a bit more.
Okay. We need to combine. Okay. Because it needs to be able to filter on something, and that's okay. Okay.
So completely randomly, it seems to happen like the longer you stay at GitLab, you just kind of randomly pick up things that stick with you for a long time. And one of them is GraphQL. Observability is something random that I worked on like a while ago of analyzing what our slow queries are.
Yeah.
And there's some like third-party app that uses our GraphQL endpoint and has a really slow, like pulling all sorts of project data, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to be a contender.
I've built plenty of those, don't you? You know, you probably get tagged every other week in there's one where we kind of thank team members for reviewing wider community member MRs. That's quite crazy complex. We've got one that automatically labels MRs that are docs only. We've like I've spun up quite a few little Ruby scripts, just little automations and stuff that probably do hammer a little bit, but it's a really powerful API though, right?
This is true. We'll have to flag your like IPs so that we know, like, okay, we can just ignore this one.
Maybe I'll spoof the user agent or something so it looks like it's coming from GitLab itself, you know.
Right.
So what
so I think
we're going to try and do something clever with the language.
Here's what I would do. And I think we're going to be able to fit in with GitHub's types if we avoid using as much as possible. So as is basically like doing typecasting, and that means things are not going to be included or whatever. So I would suggest let's follow the type errors and assign sensible defaults to missing fields.
So
I would start at the very top.
So should we go into the types and try and make languages match whatever the GitLab GitHub repository language? So see what tag. So tag has a display and an ID. So should we map to this same, or is that bad?
Yeah, that's what we want to do. So I would start at the very top of the as. If you go up a bit more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if we can get rid of
this bit, or oh no, that's all.
No, on 180, if we can get rid of the let's resolve 180. So if we can get rid of the casting there, and if we can just do map edge to edge dot node.
Map edge to edge node.
Okay, what's it saying edges? Ah, if we go, yes, okay. So rather than doing edge does not equal undefined, let's just say we want to filter for edge has to be truthy.
Can I? What's the best? Is that the good one or?
You don't even need to do that. You can just do, you can just leave it like as it is.
Just like that.
Yeah. Now it should be smart. TypeScript should be smart enough to know that edge is going to be truthy now.
So
So if
is
we,
it because of this that?
I don't think so. If we highlight edge though, it's still saying it's possibly no.
I think it's because of the question mark, because if edges is null, then it will jump straight to here, right? Or should it just return null and
Let's
not
try.
do any of it?
Maybe you might be right. Let's get rid of the question mark and see if that helps.
Now it's going to say that this could be null.
Okay. Let's do you want to push up and then I can check this out?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm gonna. How do I get restore generated.json? So first issue.json generate TS types. That looks good.
No, I only say that because my day to day is resolving these type things. So
No. I'm totally happy for you to drive. I'm well out of my cut, and I imagine it's quite painful for you to watch me fumbling my way around TypeScript. So,
no, not at all. But
um,
hopefully it looks like C sharp, right?
yeah, it's not hugely different. I'm just going to share that, and I'm going to see if I can. I think Marco's made me an owner, so I have no idea how GitHub works, but hopefully somewhere I can give you. If not, obviously you can just share a patch or something. But I hope somewhere I can give you.
Okay, can we work on the same branch? So I think I've checked out our fork.
Yeah, so I'll share the branch name. Put it in the Zoom chat if that's all right.
Okay, and I'll share my screen.
Any bright idea? Oh, security. That's got to be it, hasn't it? Yeah. No, maybe not. Any clues how you give access in GitHub?
Oh, Mark already gave me access.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Mark.
Man,
Thanks, Mark.
man.
I will stop my screen and let the master.
All right. Well, I'm probably gonna make a fool of myself too. So it's
No, not at all.
I was,
Meanwhile, I'm just going to grab a top up real quick. I'll be right
okay,
there.
you're good. So let me check out. Let me fetch. Uh, okay, sweet. Just got these changes. Great. Okay. And we were in something with GitLab. So let's try to find that. Yes. Okay. I gotta run yarn or TypeScript. I mean yarn or npm or pnpm. Where are we at? Package log. It's got to be npms. Okay.
Do you
All
need
right.
me to be Marco Sounds proxy now, or?
Yeah, if you want to, that'd be good. So my understanding is that yeah.
What's he saying? Oh my goodness.
Edges, maybe.
Oh,
Um
okay.
see where we define this. Okay. Just search results. I'm trying to understand where this comes from. Ah, okay. Okay. All right. So let's do something like this then. Let's just do an early return. This is what I was gonna say. It's like, okay, if search results search.edges, like if this isn't a thing,
Yeah,
let's early return.
yeah, yeah.
I guess an empty array. Nice. So now I can be assured this is going to be a thing.
So you don't have to have the null operator on 183.
Yes.
And then
Now edges is actually an array of, they're calling maybes. And I feel like that's like a GraphQL thing. So edge is always going to exist. I almost want to do like if edge, I want to filter if there's an edge node. Oh, but it's saying edge is possibly null. So that's so weird. I know that I thought that these things, man, I really thought that they did that.
yeah, so did I.
I'm gonna have to look it up. TypeScript, array, inference. Yes, what's going on here?
Oh, new search experience powered by AI. Fancy.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, might be able to do it that way. Oh, how interesting. We could do something like uh yeah, we could maybe do something like this. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what it was. Give me a second. Oh, geez. Did you see what just happened?
Did autocomplete do it for you, or
So, uh, yeah, yeah. No, so you can tell it, if, I guess for these array types, sometimes when you pass a function, if you can help TypeScript along, it's usually pretty good at figuring itself out. Like if I did this kind of check, but otherwise, you can
yeah,
pass
I
new
thought, as you
information
said,
to
I'm
it.
sure in the past I've seen it where if you do an old check, then it sort of says, "Oh, I can see you're doing that, so I know that this won't be null." But
Right. So then let's see what this thing is. So this thing then returns. So this thing then returns, we get just node and ID and URL back, but it's actually a repository. What is query? Oh, query is like our own thing. I think we want to do it this way. I think we could change our I think, yeah, this is the return type of our GraphQL request. So I think we actually want something like this.
the only thing
Where
that I'm trying to understand here is, I hope we're editing the right thing, because this, we're not using OptiKit, I don't think, to query the GitLab data. It's only being used to query the GitHub data. I'm just a little bit concerned we might be modifying the GitHub function rather than the GitLab function.
that's a good question. I
But
think
I don't know
though,
if they share the same, but if they do, I don't quite understand, because that OptiKit line's throwing me off a bit.
Oh man, was I looking at the wrong one? Oh no, was I? I probably was.
Yeah,
Oh,
Marco says yes, we are, but that's my fault because I was the one changing.
that's the one we were both looking at.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. All right. Well, never mind. We're not gonna fix GitHub stuff.
So the only thing is, I made a few changes, didn't I? So I don't know how easy. Can you see? Can you diff this to the?
Yeah, let's see. Is this the only one?
I think
this is it. I think. I think this is it. So I'm just gonna copy this and then move it over and then delete that. Okay. Nice. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we were looking at the wrong one.
Sorry, that's totally my fault. I think again, I know this is for future because we want to try and obviously get this in before October, but like ideally, I guess we'd try and split this maybe into two separate like files or classes, like with an interface, or I don't know how you sort of in TypeScript world do that sort of.
Yeah, I mean it's just what you described. It's pretty straightforward. And I would suggest doing it that way. But we can keep it all in here for right now.
Yeah, definitely for the.
So I think the immediate problem we were looking at though was languages.
Yes.
And like there were bits that weren't included in the language that we were returning back. So what I want to double check is that right. I want to make sure we're returning. Yeah. I want to make sure we're returning the same type here. And we are. So that's good. And then
so is our GitLab repository model the language properties also attached or not? Is it?
Right. I think
so I'm not sure how it gets from a GitLab repository model to, I guess it must get converted at some point to something that's the same as a GitHub repository.
Yep. So it looks like when we call our response.
This is it. This is converting. So this project.map, is that converting it from a GitLab repository to a GitHub repository essentially? Awesome.
Yeah. So we want to also like I think we'll want to
right.
Like these are generics and it's like it's nice to throw the type of the actual thing you're going to get as soon as possible, but I see we're kind of doing that already here, so I think that's fine. But yeah, this is all going to turn back into a repository model. So
I know the last couple of weeks you've had to shoot it's like pick kids up or something. Are you still all right at the moment, Paul?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Yes. No, not this week. That didn't have to happen this week. Thanks for checking though. So I think I wonder then if I see that for language, I gotta understand this line a little bit. This is a function. Okay, we are returning just one language. And this is getting us. I see. I see. For each project, we get the top language this way.
Yeah.
It's possible then that we need to just figure out what the IDs match. Because I wonder if the IDs of the languages don't match here. Could you help me run this? Could you help me run this?
Yeah, of course. So you should just do your npm install. It looks like you need to move into that folder because I think
So I just ran.
Oh no, you are in that folder. Yeah, npm install. Are you in Paul or in your first issue? I can't quite understand your terminal prompt.
I am in bash land.
You're in the first issue folder though, right?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Yeah. So npm install. And then so I would delete the generated.json. You probably don't need to, but I would do it.
Okay.
And then you can do an npm run pre-build. So that will generate the generated.json. Or should.
Fetch is not defined.
Node 18 you need apparently. I'm surprised you've not got, I didn't have to do anything interesting to.
Okay. I guess I can do.
Yeah, SDF install.
You know how to
Node
like
18.
list maybe. Use that one, I guess. Maybe a later one.
Yeah, that one I'd say.
Uh,
I'll run it quickly just to see what it says. My
oh, I think you do like I think I can do global. Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I'm on 18 randomly 0.16, but it's all good.
Cool. Data generation complete.
And then you can
So I'm actually now curious. I want to look at maybe the old generated one. I should probably shouldn't be,
yeah, cool.
but then we can see what the IDs of these languages were.
Yeah.
You know?
It's really hard to read a JSON that's not formatted, isn't it?
Yeah, but it looks like it's showing up. Okay. And so I see the same.
It looks like the same format, right? Just
Yep.
so why?
Oh, wait, look at this. At the bottom, do you see languages is empty? That's interesting. And over here, we have languages that's actually filled and populated. I wonder why. Let's look up but let me go ahead and see if I can get this thing started. So I ran.
Yeah, and then just npm run dev. The only thing is, if you've got GDK running, they'll be running on the same port, so it won't be working.
Okay.
So you might just need to kill GDK.
I think I actually have GDK run on a different port because I have it on HTTPS. So,
or on your fancy.
you know, I do a lot of HTTPS required business.
Nice.
All right, navbar languages use app data context languages. Oh, this is interesting. Why are you complaining? Oh my. I'm not gonna worry about that right now.
Marco said line 411 filter languages equals something or other.
411.
So
this is the filter languages you were just talking about it.
So I guess this is where somehow it's grabbing the it's generating that separate list of languages that.
Yeah.
Don't know where is this within the GitHub method or something? Is that why it's not doing it? Because it's.
So it looks like we're at filter languages is in. No, this is just like a top line.
So it should have all the repos. It should have the GitHub and the GitLab repo. Obviously, we've commented out the GitHub repos at the moment.
Yeah.
But why is it not able to? I mean, should we
do
break one
it,
here?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that here on the inside. How did you hit
I just open another terminal and so bottom right hand corner where that plus is, I use the JavaScript drop down JavaScript debug tab, and then I just do the npm run pre-build in here.
So I'll close it on this one. Build dev or pre-build? Did you run dev?
Pre-build is the one that runs the generate.
Oh, right,
Dev
you're
is the one that runs the web server to sort of run the app, so to speak.
You're right. You're right. Okay, Ruby. So let's step over. R.
We're in pirate land again.
Oh, ignore language with less than 3 repositories.
Oh, okay, cool. Easy. Should we add a few more and see if we can
That's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah. Can we come up with that many?
When I'm feeling like I need to, like, I don't know, work on a little Zen garden, I may have to contribute some type refactoring here.
Awesome. I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
TypeScript is great. You just can't, you don't use as. You can't use it. You gotta try to figure out another way. Okay.
Marco's sort of saying we might need to change that because we don't have the IDs, blah, blah, blah. But actually, Marco, the IDs from GitHub appear to just be the name of the language as a string as well. So I think we might be okay, other than the way that we stringify some might differ from the way that GitHub stringifies them. So, you know, if C# is stringified differently, maybe.
It's all spelled out. Yeah.
But I guess I wouldn't really majorly stress about that.
We're bad enough at like finding universal ways of representing time. I don't expect us to find a universal way languages. Let's add some more projects. So that was in, and then I guess I can push this back up. What file was the projects in?
Firstissue.json.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, what are some more
Great question. Maybe like the www project. I'll get you that one.
I'd be able to look at looking at all issues with the labels we were just looking for here.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
What is it called?
If I run it in GraphQL, I can return the project IDs as well, so we don't even have to.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Faff around with. Have I still got that query? So I want to do query issue.
Oh, I said quick actions. No. Label is quick when. It's a space with it. Ooh, here's one. GitLab environment toolkit.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
The GitLab development, the GitLab
development kit. That's another good one. Yeah. I'll go for GitLab development kit and ping you that one while you're doing this one. Sometimes
let me know
if
it's on the other thing.
Ping you GDK one. Or I'll do triage ops as well. That's a nice one. I don't know whether there's any issues.
Where is that?
Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Pinged a couple of IDs.
Let's see what happens.
So you'll need to, I think you knew this anyway, you need to turn them into global IDs.
Yes. Ready. I'm getting ready for my big
reveal.
Here we go. Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it well. Oh no.
I think you only need to copy one. Is it because you tried to copy 3? Or is
yeah,
it no? You
I'm
didn't try and
thinking
copy free. It's just the IDE showing that the thing that you're copying is the same as. Nice, nice. When I learned that shortcut, like the Alt or Shift or whatever it is, depending on the OS, like that was a game changer. It comes in so handy sometimes.
All right. So let's see what happens if we get any languages to show up this way.
I hope that Ruby will show up. I hope that Ruby will show up.
So I'll run, and I'm not in the JavaScript debugger. Oh, I am. So let me blow that up. I don't think Ruby will.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, because we got Ruby.
I was thinking GitLab development kit and environment toolkit. I thought would all be Ruby, but maybe not. Should we try and find one more Ruby one? Oh no, wait, triage ops. We added that, didn't we? Wonder why that's
I
not
think I
there.
did get to add that yet. I didn't see it.
So that was the 776928, I think, that I added.
Oh. This one?
No, pop in the chat.
Mm.
There's two actually that I don't know if you did. You do the 74? Yeah, you did 74823. So yeah, awesome.
Oh yeah.
I have to do the pre-build again, but
Yes. It's a neat little project.
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's super handy, and it's great.
There's definitely lots of ideas. So as I say, Nick actually wrote a query which pulls the repos, not just the issues. Oh, look at that, Ruby. You beauty. Success.
Nice. Cool. Cool. By most stars. Yeah, there's it's all there.
Wicked. Love it.
Oh, add your project, and that's actually just cool. Very neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maintain, make sure it has at least 1,000 stars.
It's quite an ask, isn't it?
That is a lot. Some of our projects aren't meeting there, but GitLab hardly meets 1,000 stars. Something tells me a GitLab star is maybe worth more than.
Can you hop on firstissue.dev, the production site? I'm interested to see if like most of the sites that come up are actually.
Oh yeah, let's do that. It's called firstissue.dev.
That's the one.
Look at this. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
So stars are a rare commodity in the GitLab universe.
Okay. So should we put a little 10x multiplier in the map function or
something like that? I mean, yeah, look at this. Wow. Yeah.
That's funny. Some of them aren't though. Some of them aren't. You know, you got 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. So I don't feel quite so bad now. Oh, wait a minute. Did it say at least 1,000 stars or 10,000 stars? Yeah. Oh, I thought it was 10,000. So I got all blimey, crikey.
That is funny.
Wow.
I had no idea like stars that like so many people use GitHub to give stars. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, even forks. Look at this. Is like 4,000.
And what even have you heard of hopscotch before? I certainly haven't.
I don't know. And meanwhile,
4,500 it said, didn't it?
Right. Yeah. What's okay?
But that's interesting that there's considerably more forks than there are stars, whereas on GitHub it appeared the opposite way around. That's really interesting.
It is interesting. It's probably like I would argue like GitHub is a little bit more like if you're on GitLab, you're contributing, like you're a developer, you know. So you might not be as inclined to the social features.
Right.
Perhaps. That's his hypothesis. But I'm wondering what's the most starred. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm curious. All right. How do we get to the most starred How do I explore? Okay. I want to see, how do I
Here's what
find
we found based on your interests. That could be dangerous, Paul.
no, oh, some music. That's cool. How do I find the most starred? See trending repositories.
Wow, 2,000 stars today.
Filter by spoken language. That's a cool feature. That's a really cool feature. We've
Date
got to do.
range. Let's up the date range if we can to at least this month. But if we could do it in all time, that'd be pretty cool.
I really want to do that.
But that's pretty insane to see that Bun in the Oven has had 20,000 stars in the last month. What are these projects? Starred.
How do I find this? How do I find most popular GitHub repo? Not trending. It's not even able to give me the top. Oh, must be free code camp. I'm sure that's got to be it. I search on regex. Oh my gosh, it matched all the code.
Only 48 million though.
Geez. All right. Stars. I just want to get them up. All right, I'm giving up. I'm totally giving up. But I do want to see. I do want to see free code camp of let's just assume that's the most stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I say, there's 10 times more stars than Forks, which is really interesting. But
yeah. So but their most starred project. I'm gonna assume GitLab is our most starred project, which might not be.
I don't know that it could be, I guess.
I'm pretty sure it is most starred. Now that's a helpful tab. Why in the world doesn't? So even if we sum up the FOSS and get 10 versus
oh, sorry, I haven't been watching Slack. I hope Marco hasn't been saying anything exciting. No, I don't say.
So yeah, there needs to be a factor of 37x when you convert GitLab stars to GitHub stars.
Do you think there's anything else that it needs, or do you think it's ready? I don't know. Should we just have a look if the README gives us any information as to how? So because we haven't got a GitHub access token to test, like I don't know who. Okay, let me try and explain myself well. So we need to undo, like we need to re-add all the GitHub repositories back to the firstissue.json because I removed them all so that we could run it without a GitHub token.
Let's do that.
But then after we've pushed that up, I don't quite know what the process, whether GitHub Actions do like the generation of the updated JSON or if is there a scheduled pipeline? I guess we just raise an MR and the owner or maintainer or someone's been really responsive, I think, on the issue that we've created. So I'm sure they'll walk us through it.
Here. So we're looking at so here's all of these repositories, but we have done something where we have added providers. Right?
Yep. And again, I think we asked on the issue and got a thumbs up on I'm happy with that structure. So
okay. Do we did I mess up something? I did. Oops. Right, let me not save this frame. Okay, let me open it back up.
I don't know if you deliberately stopped sharing.
Oh, did I stop sharing my screen?
You did, yeah.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, not at all. I wasn't sure if you're like logging into GitHub and doing other things that you may
No,
not
no.
want me to.
I'll let you create the MR because you've already, or the PR because you've already.
Well, to be fair, I did very little. Marco did the
Oh, then I'll
main
let
effort.
Marco do it.
Okay, cool.
If he wants me to, I'm happy to. But as I see this though, I really want. So here's the other use case to be considering.
Go on.
Um, Are you upset? Oh, because this is now an array. Is that what this was? Yeah, it's not an array. I see. So this is like a type, I think, to be thinking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Here, because it looks like this is, if I want to add my project, my instructions are, oh, I add it to here.
Yeah.
If I own if say I'm not GitLab.com and I own a popular GitLab project, maybe like Inkscape,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to add it to here, referencing by GraphQL ID.
So we've it's a limitation on the API, and we fully intend to fix that limitation to allow you to pop. So you can find a single project using the GraphQL API by its full path. You can find an array of projects by their IDs. But you can't find an array of projects by their full paths at the moment. So we will fix that limitation in the API. And as soon as we've done that, we'll update this.
And I wonder if like maybe in the meantime we can like.
So I don't know that comments are necessarily valid in JSON. We could use objects. So rather than just having, but again, then we would need to change the type definition, and do you know what I mean, just to get this over the line. I fully agree, and it's definitely something that's on the cards, but it's awesome that we've got this to a point where hopefully we can get the MR up, and we've got a week to get it reviewed and approved before October sort of thing. So
we really want, and we'll do it the GitLab way of doing it iteratively.
Absolutely, yeah. No, but I'm with you. I you sometimes have to, I don't know, grit your teeth or whatever the phrase is when you're sort of like just making it work. Same thing with the repetition. What if we just get rid of the prefix?
Yeah,
do that.
That's a good idea. And here's another interesting idea: is what if we then kind of just make up our own little thing, and I could do something like this is like this, and I just put whatever I want here on the left-hand side, and we just split based on the pipe and only take whatever's on the right-hand side of the pipe.
If you can whip up a regex or whatever you feel you want to do to pass that in 30 seconds, then absolutely.
I don't know. I know. I'm over engineering right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. But that's the one thing that just sticks out to me. But yeah, that sounds cool. So we brought back the old first issue stuff. So all of this.
Nice, yeah.
So we've added these. We're getting rid of this one.
Yeah.
We're not going to commit a generated. That's something we'll ask about maybe. And then we undid something that we did in the last work in progress thing. Okay. I'm just going to commit another.
Yeah. I'm sure Marco can do some squashing and.
We added GitHub to firstissue.json. I'll need to wrap this in quotes. Cool.
Beautiful.
It's fun. Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
no, I really appreciate that. I am I had a niggling suspicion that you had forgotten that today was FNF and that you would enjoy a little bit of TypeScript. We've had some good social catch ups the last few weeks.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me drive for a little bit, even though we started on the wrong thing. I feel bad. I was like, oh
no,
man,
not at all. It's like again, I like being in my comfort zone, but equally, like I want to start pushing. So doing a bit of TypeScript was interesting. I know you sometimes are on back end, although now the schedules have changed. So I don't know how often it works for you, but
yeah.
I would quite like to try some more like Golang going forward. So I don't know if you've explored it much in the past or
I've only touched the GitLab project just a little bit.
okay.
But there's already so much like that's going on there from like we generate these types with the protobufs and things. And that's usually when I'm at that interaction layer when I'm like, I need something to be pulled from GitLab. But
Yeah.
that's that language is definitely different paradigm than TypeScript and Ruby.
Yeah, although I mean it is strictly typed from memory, so it's maybe not a million.
It's
Go on.
nice. I mean, some parts of it I like a lot, but I'm not familiar with it. I'm not comfortable with it. But
I think like
it.
you like used it out of necessity a couple of times. I've needed to tweak the Terraform provider to bring in fields that it didn't support, or little bits. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, have a great day, great weekend, and
Thanks, you too. Yeah,
hopefully
thanks
catch
for
you.
bringing up this problem. Thanks, Marco. And I know you're out there somewhere. Thanks for working on this, on pairing with us from beyond.
Seconded. Take care, Paul. Catch you later.
See you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye.